AWS Certified SOA-C03 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. A company needs to ensure that SSH ports on EC2 instances are never open. What should the CloudOps engineer do to remediate SSH port access for non-compliant security groups? A. Configure the AWS config rule to identify non-compliant security groups. Use the AWS Disable Incoming SSH on Port 22 Systems Manager Automation Runbook to remediate non-compliant resources. B. Configure the AWS config rule to identify non-compliant security groups and use an SSM runbook to send notifications. C. Manually update each non-compliant security group to remove the allow rule. D. Make an AWS config API call to search for non-compliant security groups and use a deny rule. The answer is A. AWS config allows you to continuously evaluate the configuration of AWS resources. By setting up a rule that identifies non-compliant security groups, e.g., groups that allow SSH access, you can automatically trigger remediation through an AWS Systems Manager Automation Runbook. The AWS Disable Incoming SSH on Port 22 Systems Manager Automation Runbook disables inbound SSH traffic, ensuring SSH ports are never open. A company uses AWS for data backup and needs a solution that can write only to block-based storage, compatible with POSIX. Which solution will meet the requirements? A. Configure the backup software to use Amazon S3 as the target for data backups. B. Configure the backup software to use Amazon S3 Glacier Flexible Retrieval. C. Use AWS Storage Gateway with Gateway Cached Volumes. D. Use AWS Storage Gateway with Gateway Stored Volumes. The answer is D. AWS Storage Gateway with Gateway Stored Volumes presents local block storage to on-premises applications while asynchronously backing up data to Amazon S3. This solution satisfies the requirement for POSIX compatibility and block storage because it provides a local storage interface while enabling cloud backup. A CloudOps engineer needs to ensure that AWS resources across multiple AWS accounts are tagged consistently. Which solution will meet these requirements with the least operational overhead? A. Use organizations' tag policies to enforce mandatory tagging on all resources and enable cost allocation tags in the AWS billing console. B. Configure AWS CloudTrail events to invoke a Lambda function to detect untagged resources and automatically assign tags. C. Use AWS config to evaluate tagging compliance and apply tags using AWS budgets. D. Use AWS Service Catalog to provision only pre-tagged resources. The answer is A. AWS organizations' tag policies allow centralized governance for tagging, ensuring consistency across accounts. By enabling cost allocation tags in the AWS Billing and Cost Management console, the company can accurately track costs by business unit, meeting both governance and reporting needs. A CloudOps engineer must configure monitoring for an application latency field over time. What should the CloudOps engineer do to meet this requirement? A. Create an Amazon CloudWatch Contributor Insights rule. B. Create a metric filter on the log data. C. Create a subscription filter on the log data. D. Create an Amazon CloudWatch Application Insights rule. The answer is B. Amazon CloudWatch metric filters allow you to extract specific fields from logs and create CloudWatch metrics based on these fields. Once the metrics are created, you can track latency statistics, including percentiles like P90, over time in CloudWatch, making it the best solution for this use case. A company wants to monitor and enforce compliance for application logs in CloudWatch. Which solution will redact personal information from logs by default and only allow the security team to view unredacted data? A. Create an S3 export task and use Amazon Macie to redact personal data in logs. B. Create a KMS key policy to allow only the security team to decrypt the logs. C. Create an Amazon CloudWatch data protection policy with data identifiers for personal data. D. Create an open search domain, stream the logs via AWS Glue, and restrict access to the security team. The answer is C. CloudWatch Logs data protection provides built-in redaction of sensitive data based on user-defined data identifiers. By setting up a data protection policy on the log group, CloudWatch will automatically mask personal information in logs. Only users with the necessary permissions can unmask this data, ensuring compliance with data privacy regulations. A company runs applications on EC2 instances in multiple regions behind an ALB. The DNS configuration must direct users to the closest region and provide failover. What steps should be taken? A. Create CloudWatch alarms monitoring ALB health in each region and configure Route 53 DNS failover using these alarms. B. Use geo-proximity routing with Route 53 to direct users to the nearest region. C. Use Route 53 simple routing with failover. D. Configure Route 53 to monitor EC2 health directly for failover. The answer is AB. Combining Route 53 health checks with geo-proximity routing is the most effective solution. Health checks monitor the status of the application load balancer, ALB, in each region, while geo-proximity routing directs users to the closest region based on their geographical location. This setup ensures that users are always directed to the region with the best performance and availability. What action should a CloudOps engineer take to control access to EC2 instances using AWS Systems Manager Session Manager with specific tags already applied to the EC2 instances? A. Attach an IAM policy to the users or groups that require access to the EC2 instances. B. Attach an IAM role to control access to the EC2 instances. C. Create a placement group for the EC2 instances. D. Create an IAM policy that grants access to EC2 instances based on tags. The answer is AD. To control access to EC2 instances based on tags, You can attach IAM policies to users that specify the required permissions for EC2 instances with certain tags. By leveraging IAM policies, you can restrict access to only the tagged EC2 instances, ensuring the principle of least privilege is maintained. What AWS service should be used to automatically schedule notifications every Saturday using SNS without manual intervention? A. Use Amazon EC2 with a cron job in AWS SDK to send notifications. B. Create an event bridge rule that triggers every Saturday and sends an SNS notification. C. Use AWS step functions to schedule and trigger notifications. D. Use AWS Lambda to schedule and trigger notifications. The answer is B. Amazon Event Bridge is the correct tool for scheduling tasks. By creating an event bridge rule that triggers every Saturday, you can automatically send SNS notifications without needing manual intervention. This is the most efficient and scalable way to schedule recurring notifications in AWS. A company wants to automate the creation of CloudWatch dashboards every time an application is deployed using CloudFormation. What should be done? A. Use the AWS CLI to run the CloudFormation put dashboard command. B. Export the existing CloudWatch dashboard as JSON and use the AWS CloudWatch dashboard resource in CloudFormation. C. Use the CloudFormation intrinsic ref function to reference the existing dashboard. D. Manually create the dashboard after deployment. The answer is B. By exporting an existing CloudWatch dashboard configuration to JSON and using the AWS CloudWatch dashboard CloudFormation resource, you can automate the creation of CloudWatch dashboards as part of the deployment process. This ensures consistency in monitoring for every new deployment. A company runs a legacy application that stores data in an Amazon RDS MySQL single AS-DB instance. To minimize downtime during a failure, what solution should be implemented? A. Modify the DB instance to be a multi-AS deployment. B. Add a read replica in the same availability zone. C. Add the DB instance to an auto-scaling group. D. Use RDS proxy to manage database connections. The answer is A. Modifying the RDS instance to be multi-AS provides high availability by creating a synchronous standby replica in another availability zone, AS. This setup ensures that in the event of a failure, automatic failover will occur, minimizing downtime and ensuring continuous access to the database.